Okay, let's start the recording. Welcome. This is exam week. Now, just a reminder, the weeks are broken into suggested days so that I don't just have a whole bunch of assignments and that seems kind of overwhelming. So, suggested days on how to get this done in an hour a day. You can work ahead. Okay. The work is due on Friday. On Fridays, you might see zeros go in if you have not turned something in. There is a grace period. The work is automatically full credit until Sunday night. The Canvas quizzes, I don't know if the grace period is till Sunday or until Wednesday. Now I can't think of it because advanced algebra is till Wednesday, but so yours is either a grace period till Sunday and Wednesday. I'll have to look that up. Okay, so you do not have to take the test today, even though the module says Thursday. And you guys can hear me, right? I'm assuming you guys heard that whole speech. Awesome. Thank you. Okay. Now it is full credit till next Friday. One more thing. I will not be in the office tomorrow. I apologize if you are planning on coming tomorrow. I will not be in the office. So yeah. Now, what do you study? How do you know what's going to be on the test? You study your toolkits from weeks 1 through 4. Make sure you understand everything on that toolkit. You also study your practice exam. Sorry, it's called group exam. So, but anyway, practice exam, group exam are the same. Okay, you need to understand everything on the practice exam. Now, you can use your practice exam on the test. And if you want to write other notes that I left off, maybe from the toolkits, you can write it all over the papers on the blank spaces. You cannot add additional papers, but you can write it on the edges of the papers. But I need to keep whatever you're using during the test. Okay, so we need to make a copy. You're going to come in, you're going to log into the main computer at the desk where I'm sitting right now, and you're going to print out a copy to use on the test and to leave with me when you're done. Okay, now I've had one person take the exam and it took her about 20 minutes. I'm not promising it's going to take you 20 minutes. I'm not promising it's going to be easy. That's the data I have. I had one person take it and it took her 20 minutes. Okay, if you cannot come in, there is an online one, but it is harder for me to assess what you know when you are at home and not proctored. So it's longer. You have to make a video explaining. It's quicker if you can just get in here and take the test. Now, my advanced algebra, there's a huge range. Okay, I had one girl take 27 minutes to do the test and she got in the 90s. I had another student take an hour and a half. So I cannot tell you how long it's going to take you. Okay. I actually, in advanced algebra, I had several students that finished in about 35 minutes and then a couple that took an hour and a half. So it's up to you. Okay. But it needs to fall within my office hours. Now, if you are not taking the test because you feel lost, you feel like you don't understand the information, you need to come in and work with me. If you procrastinated and you are behind, let's set a goal to be all caught up by Sunday evening. Come in and take the test next week. Okay, so one more thing. October 6th is coming up in about 3 weeks and a day. October 6th, weeks 1 through 5 will be locking. Okay, you cannot wait till the end of the semester and do a whole semester's worth of geometry. There will not be enough hours in the day. Now, I realize I'm talking to like these amazing kids that are students that are either in person, online, or watching the video, and you guys are great. But in general, don't procrastinate or you will be overwhelmed and stressed about this class. Okay, any questions? And if you want to take the online one, then you send me your 6-digit ID. I add you to that class. There's Cornell Notes, video, Canvas quiz, and show your work for Canvas quiz. Show your work for every problem, either work or an explanation, or you will lose points. Okay, if you're planning on coming in to take the exam, send me an inbox message and say, hey, I will see you on this day at this time. Okay. Any questions? Don't see any questions, and I see that you can hear me. I would be heartbroken if you guys, after all that talk, you guys were like, Miss Watts, I can't hear you. That would break my heart. Okay.
Well, I'm sure they can be. Well, some of them, like, I cannot tell if they speak on the COD or if they're muted or mute.
Yeah. Usually people speak up and they say, are you talking? I can't hear you. Okay. Number 1 is on your own. Okay, so you can either, yeah, because I just like, excuse me, talked for like 7 minutes. Okay, number 2 is on your own. If you need help, stick around at the end and we will do it. Number 3, rotation 90 degrees clockwise. Okay, now, so clockwise is here. So can you see that if you hold your hand like this and then rotate it 90 degrees? Okay, I personally am not good at visualizing it. So I use the chart. Rotation 90 degrees clockwise. So I have XY transforms to Y negative X. Okay, so here are my points. I have J, which is -4, 4. I have K, which is -4, 2. And I have I, which alphabetically should have been first. -1, 1. Now, can you see that it's going to look like something like this after the rotation? Yeah, that's bad, but something like that. Okay, so J prime. Yeah, switch the order. The one that goes to the second place changes sign. So I'm going to switch the order. The 4 is going to come to the front. The -4 is going to go to the back and change sign. So J prime is 4, 4. Ooh, look at that. It looks like my prediction was pretty good for that one. See what I did? I changed the order. The X that went to the back to the end, changed signs. Okay, Zoomers and people in person. What will K prime be following that transformation? Yeah, Zoomers, can you type it in? What do you think?
I think it's a positive positive 90 degrees. So let's switch the coordinate transformation. Like the 2 goes into the x-axis and the 4 is maybe a positive or negative change.
It's one of those.
It's I think it's 4 change to positive. -4 change to positive 4.
Okay, Zoomers. There's a 4. Correct. There is a 4. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to change the order. First thing I'm going to do is switch back to my pencil. So I'm going to change the order. Yeah. Now, one of those changes sign. So which one changes sign? The 4. Yeah, there we go. So I changed the order. The X, there we go. Good job. Thank you. So 2, 4, and I was kind of off for that one. So that is K prime. But do you see how it is good to make a little sketch, make a little guess? Okay, I. This one, I prime. So change the order. Change the sign of the middle one, of the second one. Yeah, and that makes sense that it's 1, 1, because I know it's in the first quadrant. So 1, 1 is I prime. Oh. So there we go. 1, 1. Okay, and you can kind of see the rotation. It's like, this is like the palm of your hand going, whoa, boom. Okay. Now, 180 degrees, this is on your own, or you can request it at the end. Reflection across the x-axis. I use the stick method for reflection across the x-axis. Okay, so step 1, highlight the x-axis. And draw sticks. H goes down 3. H prime is going to go up 3. Now you could use that same chart, but I just use sticks. G is down 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. G prime is up 4. I is down 5. I prime is up 5. So it's as if I folded it across the x-axis. Uh, 4. Yeah, so you're just rotating, get the coordinates of E, and you're just getting E prime. Okay, so just 1 point. And it's like you turned your paper 180 degrees upside down. So I'm guessing here somewhere. Yeah. Okay, good question. Number 6, rotation across the y-axis. I'm using the stick method. Here's the y-axis. And I can see that my rectangle is right there. So we have S prime, T prime, U prime, and R prime. So reflection across the x-axis, reflection across the y-axis. 7 and 8 are going to be on your own, or you can request it. Number 9 on your own. Okay, number 10. What is the angle of rotation? Now, this, I'm just going to tell you, this was a math analysis area problem. And I used the figure, I dropped it into my my little program. The answer in the answer sheet gives you the perimeter, which I also did that for the practice exam. So we're going to talk about that in a minute. Angle of rotation. What is the formula for angle of rotation?
Rotate 90 degrees.
Okay, how many degrees would it need to rotate so it would be sitting on itself? Like it would look identical. So can you see that this is the angle of rotation right there? So if I rotate it that many degrees, then instead of this, this becomes the new base and it looks identical. Okay, ding, ding, ding. 360 divided by n, right? 360 in a whole going all the way around. 360 divided by n. N in this case is 7. N is the number of sides. So 360 divided by 7 is, why do you do that? Okay, is 51.4 degrees. Okay, number 11, find the midpoint. So the midpoint is the average of the x's and the average of the y's, right? It's the middle of the x's and the middle of the y's. If I were to make a sketch for -8, -2, 0, I would need to find the middle of the x's and the middle of the y's. So I want to average the x's. How do I average two numbers? All right, thank you. So I'm going to add them and divide by 2. I'm going to take the y's and I'm going to add them and divide by 2. So 4 plus -2 is?
4 plus -2. I think -2.
Positive 2. 2, so 2 divided by 2. -8 plus 0. -8 divided by 2 gives us 1, -4. Now, because I made a sketch, let's see, 1, -4. Looks pretty good. It's just a sketch, but it looks pretty good. So here is the midpoint, the average of the x's and the average of the y's. Good?
Yeah, good.
Okay. Simplify. Notice we are just combining like terms. That's not an equation to solve. So simplify, solve the equation. we are gonna do this one. The rest are on your own, or stick around at the end and request them. What is step one?
That one is combine like, combine the terms.
Zoomers, combine like terms. So with your calculator, -7 plus 4. Now I'm gonna go keep, change. Okay, so -7 plus 4, is that +3 or -3? Who's more powerful, my positive number or my negative number? Okay, you guys are correct. -3m minus 3, or we could say plus -3 is equal to -15. Okay, combine like terms. Next, we are isolating. I'm going to isolate my variable. Draw a line down the equal sign. Notice I have an equal sign and I have two sides, a left side and a right side. Okay, so I'm isolating my variable. What do I do first? What do I do next? Thank you. Add 3. Okay. What is -3 plus 3?
0.
0. Okay, poof, those are gone. What is -15 plus 3? Oh, you're ahead of me. Thank you. -12. Last step. Notice there's an empty space. There's a blank space, baby. That is -3 times m. Thank you. The last step is divide by -3. Yeah, because that's -3 times m. So m is equal to how much? Thank you, 4. Okay, the others you're going to do on your own, or stick around and we'll do them together. $16. What do we know about the 3? The 3 angles of a triangle. The 3, okay. Oh, you guys are so much faster. It took me so long to get my pen color. Okay, good job. The 3 angles of a triangle are equal to 180. So step 1 is what? I'm not going to write a fancy dancy equation. What am I going to do? Step 1. All right, I'm going to add these together, right? So 135 and 20 is 155. Thank you. Step 2.
Step 2. Subtract.
All right, so 180 minus 155 is careful, almost. Borrow.
35.
Borrow. 25. Don't you hate borrowing? Don't you hate subtracting in your head that involves borrowing? I hate it.
I always kind of my heads when I was subtracting and adding.
All right. Okay, now this is actually really tough if you don't see the colors. So if you're looking at a printout, sometimes it helps to open it up on your computer so you can see the colors. Okay, so what is the transformation? First of all, is it a translation? A reflection? Or a rotation? What is it? From B to B prime, from black to blue. Ding, ding, ding. Translation. Okay, so how did it move from black to blue? Notice, correct. Translation, 1 unit to the right. That's what you say. Okay. Okay, next. Translation, reflection, rotation.
We can have rotation.
Let's see. S, T, R, S prime, T prime, R prime. Did it rotate?
Reflection.
So let's look at this. S is -3, 4. S prime is -1, -2. So -3, 4 to -1, -2. -3, 4 to -1, -2. Is it a reflection across the x-axis? Yeah, if it rotated, the order would change. Okay, this is a translation. Okay, so this is a translation. Yeah, see how those all look alike? It's getting too messy. So it's a translation. And I'm going to put it like this. The x coordinate did what? Yeah, that's this part right here. The x coordinate, all right, 2 units to the right, yeah? Oh, I think you're going backwards. Yeah? So it went 2 units to the right and 6 units down. Okay? Because we want to go from S to S prime. Okay? A little harder. Translation, it's much easier. I give you the rule and you translate. Identifying is a little harder. Number 19. is a translation. Notice the order did not change. So I'm going to do the X change first and the Y change second. What happens to the X?
Translates, 1 unit to the right.
So +1. And what happens to the Y?
Goes down 5 units. Down.
4 down 4. Yeah,
Uh,
makes sense.
um,
The X goes +1, the Y goes down 4. Number 20. Doesn't this kind of look like a ship? Like the ship is kind of taking off, and then the ship's like, oh no, oh no, oh no. And now it looks like this. Yeah. Can you see how the ship started to take a dive?
it rotates.
This is a rotation. So let's see. U is 1, 3. U prime is 1, 2, 3, 1. 3, that's wrong. 3, -1. So 1, 3 became 3, -1. So we can either use the rules or look at the picture. 1, 3 became 3, -1. One, 3 became 3, -1. So which one of these rules, we know it's a rotation, right? 1, 3 became 3, -1. X, Y became correct. Y -X 90 degrees clockwise. So you can either look at the picture or use the rules. So 90 degrees clockwise. Okay, this one, do not do. $22. I can see this one visually. This is a reflection across what?
The y-axis.
The y-axis. Yeah, reflection across the y-axis. How about this one?
Rotation.
Kind of looks like a rotation, huh? Let's see. Let's make a stick. Let's see what happens to the stick method. Let's go to M. And let's go to M prime. Can you use, ding, 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 can you use the stick method to see M went to M prime? Yeah, does everyone see it? This is a rotation. 180 degrees. And I used a stick to see it. Number 24. Kind of like in the stick method. Okay, let's use a stick to get to L. Now this went down, right? What is this one? Yeah, rotation.
Yeah, rotate.
This is 180 degrees. Okay. Next.
Rotation.
Let's look at the coordinates. J is -1, 5. J prime is 5, -1. X, Y went to what?
Y minus X.
Did the X and the Y change places? Yes.
Yes. Yes.
Did the X and the Y change sign?
Yeah.
What?
No.
+5, +5, -1, -1.
Yeah.
Y, X. Can you see that the 5 did not change signs? The -1 did not change signs.
They have.
So what is it that says XY maps to YX? XY maps to YX. I'm not always right, but hopefully. XY maps to YX. So according to the chart, this is a reflection across the line Y = X. So can you see it? Here is the line Y = X. Can you see that we folded it across the line Y = X? Yeah? Y-intercept of 0, slope of 1. So this is a reflection across the line Y = X. And you can kind of see, looks like I folded my paper diagonally. So do not do. So we're going to reflect across the line Y = X. And I'm going to grab this point right here is called the vertex. A is 0, 5. What would A prime be? Let's take a look. If A is 0, 5, reflection across the line y equals x, A prime would be what?
5 and 0.
5, 0, switch spot, switch order. A prime is 5, 0. Okay, reflection across the line y equals x. What is it going to look like? Now, I want you to notice this parabola is hugging the y-axis, right? The parabola is hugging the y-axis. So the reflection across the line y equals x, am I just going to sit it right here? Did that reflect? No. What is the reflection going to do? The original hugged the y-axis. The reflection, so down like this, the reflection is going to hug the x-axis. Okay? When I reflect it, yeah, when I reflect it across the line, across the x axis, that's when it goes down. Across the line y equals x, and it looks like I folded my paper right here. Now, if you can't see it, you could grab other points and use the chart. Okay, this is the line y equals negative x. Yeah, y-intercept of 0, slope of down 1 over 1. Okay, reflect across the line y equals negative x. Here's my rule. XY maps to negative y, negative x. Okay, let's grab the vertex. A is 0, 3. What is A prime going to be? Change the order and change the sign. Negative 3, negative 0. But there's no negative 0. Okay, so we have negative 3, 0. Now, reflected across the line, y equals negative x. So, the original hugs the y-axis. The reflection across the line y equals negative x is going to hug the... What's it going to hug? Parabola's hug. X-axis. Yeah, now does it look like I folded the paper right here and they lined up? Okay. So for the exam, do you need to know everything on Toolkit 5? No, unless it's review. Okay, there's a lot of review on here. You need to know for the exam, Toolkits 1, 2, 3, and 4, and the practice exam. Okay. If you're doing the online one, you should probably know Toolkit 5 as well. Okay, because you guys have a little more flexibility in, grabbing Toolkit 5. Okay, we are done. There, you have a lot to do on your own unless you want to request them and we're doing together. Okay, thanks for coming. Bye-bye. Anyone have any requests? Number 9. Oh, hey, I want to tell you on the group practice exam. Okay, the answer key's wrong. On the practice exam, number 10 is just like this one, should be 360 divided by 8. Is 45. Number 11 is 360 divided by 5. Let me guess, 72. 72. Okay. So those are wrong because it was still those math analysis perimeter problems. But the graphic is great. Okay, let's do number 9. How many axis of symmetries do we have?
8, I mean,
7 axis of symmetries. Okay. Anything? Yeah, just count the sides. So it's the same as n. Because if I do it, like I go this corner to this side, this corner to this side, this corner, it ends up being the same as the sides. So that's it. Any other requests? Okay, team. We are done. Unless there's any others that I said do on your own that we need to do together. I think we're good. Okay, so let me know your plans for taking the exam. I will not be here tomorrow. Okay, so have the exam done by a week from Friday.
a week on Friday.
That is the grace period, but you don't want to necessarily procrastinate.
And what day?
Today at 1, perfect. I'll see you at 1.
Oh.
Okay, thanks for coming. Have a great day. See you all next week or when you come in to take your test.